right, what else you got? Stupid airlines. That's it?
We still don't have a new place to live.
Still don't have a new place to live.
It's getting to the point
So
now
what does it mean that the contract was too aggressive?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I don't know because okay, so I had sent this information. I found the house on Facebook Marketplace. I've been looking for houses for a while because we were told initially we had to leave this place in January, and then we were given the option to stay. And so I stopped looking in December. So I went back to Marketplace and was looking and found a place that was suitable for our family, that was not much more than what we're paying now. It was close to work. And so I sent it to the head of the foreign teachers because foreigners in other countries usually cannot rent a property on their own without help from their employer. Employer has to provide some sort of documentation, whatever. So he finally contacts the person. I run into him one day and he said, oh, the guy's asking for a bunch of paperwork, blah, blah, blah. I'll let you know when we can go and see it. Next day I get a message saying, we're gonna go either on Thursday or Friday to see the house, and you have to, some other things you have to do. And I said, okay, great. Let me know what time so that I can have Aaron join us.
Oh God. So
then he gets I start asking, okay, when are we going? When are we going? Because he hasn't said anything now. Oh, we're not going to go to see the house because the contract is too aggressive. And I'm like, what does that mean? Well, there are too many fees. There are too many restrictions. There's just too much. Basically, the school wouldn't sign the contract.
Right.
Because we don't sign the contract.
Right.
Also, from the pictures you sent, we didn't have a kitchen.
Well, they just didn't give all the pictures. It's not that there wasn't a kitchen in a 4-bedroom house. Now, it may have been tiny.
Hey, I'm not ruling anything out at this point.
So, now I've been looking again, and there is nothing in our area, in the area where we want to be, that is affordable. Nothing. I started looking in this area yesterday because we aren't far from school. It takes me 8 minutes on average to get to and from work. So we could stay in this area, but there's not a whole lot around here right now either, which I don't understand.
What happens? Have they even addressed the idea that if we can't find a place, then what happens?
I don't know, because I said that we only have...
Because it's not really up to us to
We
find.
have 13 days.
I know, but it's not really up to us to find. It's up to the school to find.
Right. We have 13 days to find a place to live and move out.
Well, we're not moving, though. You said the school's moving us.
Yeah, but we still have to pack all of our things. We haven't packed a thing. Not a single thing.
Why would we? We have nowhere to go. Why would we pack anything?
Because no matter what we...
Why would you pack anything? You have nowhere to go.
As far as I know, no matter what, we can't stay here.
That can't be true.
I don't know.
It literally can't be true.
I know, what is the lady gonna do?
What are they going to do? They're going to say that you're going to keep... I don't know. Can the school allow us to be homeless while you're working there?
I don't
Think about
so.
that. I don't think that's a thing that they can really do, so we'd have to go somewhere.
We have to go somewhere.
Well, they'd have to have us go somewhere.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It seems weird to me that...
And I already paid half of the rent for this month.
What?
When I checked my pay stub yesterday,
Oh, God.
they did take out the half of the rent. Because they take out half in the front, half in the back. And so I paid half of the rent for this month. For March.
Right. For March, not for this month.
No, for March.
So we've paid rent in a place that we aren't in yet.
Mm-hmm.
So many so many things. Eventually, I'll have a discussion about Mexico.
When we're not here anymore.
I don't know if it's then. I don't know if I can keep the cap on the bottle that long. But eventually, there will be a discussion about Mexico.
Well, I did ask this week because they've been saying that they're going to ask us if we want to come back next year, or tell us if we're invited to come back next year. Because I guess if you've been there for more than a year, they ask if you're going to return. But if you've only been there a year, they tell you whether or not you're going to be able to return. So I asked, when is this going to happen? Because I need to know. And it'll happen after the observations in March. And I said, okay, great. I need to know, because if I'm not going to be asked back, my family will leave the country. So please don't wait until May to tell us, because I need to know. Because I have a family of 4 that I have to think about. And the whole room just kind of looked at me like, really? And I said, yes.
Really what?
Like I would leave the country. Yeah, why wouldn't I leave? I've been here 2 years. It's time to go. Go see something else. Do something else.
Is anybody else in that group that was with you expats?
Only one other person.
Exactly. So of course they're not going to be thinking leave the country.
Yeah.
I mean, if you left the job in the States, nobody's going to think leave the country. They're all going to think go to another job in the same city.
Right. And I wouldn't do that. So.
Okay. What else you got?
I don't have much else this week because, it was a crazy week at work. And
it was a crazy week, but I don't have anything to say.
Well, we just had a lot of activities because of Valentine's Day. I saw a post yesterday. It was a family member had posted this picture of her son's Valentine's party in the classroom. And they had like 6 boxes of pizza and candies and cupcakes and muffins and chocolates and juices and whatever. They had so much shit. And I asked
Mexico?
her, no.
Oh. States.
Your cousin Michael's
Okay.
son.
The answer was no.
I said a family member.
I don't know whose family you were talking about, but okay.
Yours.
Continue.
So
Could have been anyone.
I'm like, holy crap, did you buy all this stuff? And she said, well, I put 30 in, and another mom put 30 in, and the school put 30 in. And I was like, so you spent $90 essentially on all this stuff? She's like, yes. I was like, oh my God, how many kids? 23 kids, but there were like 36 of everything. I said, okay. And then I sent a picture of my classroom. The food that the parents had sent to share for 24 kids, I was freaking out that there was not going to be enough food because more than half of my 24 kids did not bring any lunch, even though they were instructed to bring lunch. And so I had like little teeny half sandwiches and itty bitty, what are the silver dollar pancakes, and a tiny bit of grapes and a little container of papaya and 2 bags of microwave popcorn and 2 tiny bags of Doritos. That's all the food I had for 24 kids. And I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
If you give Daddy the photos, people can see the sadness.
There's a photo.
I have photos, yeah.
Photos.
There's like a box of milk and a little shopping bag of juice boxes.
Okay.
And I'm just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? These kids are gonna be starving.
You can't do anything.
That's
a problem with the parent in the school.
I don't get one. On a daily basis, the kids come to school. Why would they not come with lunch that day?
I don't know.
I don't get that. That's first.
Wouldn't that be the
And if they're supposed to come with lunch and something else,
something to share.
they should at least have lunch.
Yeah, and that was the direction. Like the kids need lunch and bring something to share. But more than half of the kids did not bring any lunch. They brought empty plates and silverware.
Like I said,
but
at some point there will be a discussion about Mexico.
Because this isn't the first time this has happened. This happened in our last school every time we had some sort of thing.
I think the problem is the idea of everybody brings something is not the same as everybody bring food.
Right.
So bringing something could be paper things or plastic things to eat.
Well, at least in this school, they don't do what they did in the last one, where Mom was gonna bring pizza for lunch for the birthday party, and the kids don't, like, they say it in the WhatsApp group, oh, I'm gonna bring pizza for lunch. And so the parents don't bring any lunch or send any lunch for the kids because they think, oh, their kids are gonna have pizza, and then they get this teensy weensy tiny single slice of pizza and maybe a cupcake that the kids don't want to eat because the cupcakes don't taste good. So now they're starving because all they had was a tiny slice of pizza.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that, like I said, that sounds like a problem of parenting.
Yes.
Because as a parent,
I would never send my kids.
I'm just
without
going to
lunch.
send them a normal lunch.
Yep.
And then
If they don't eat it,
if you don't eat it, it becomes snack after school.
Yep.
Or, you know.
Why
what if
change
you
up?
Can't eat it.
You can't eat this stuff.
Nobody thinks about that.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks of food allergies. Oh, I'm gonna send peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. My child has a peanut allergy, and I sent him with no food.
But in schools
Well-
that are smart, they don't even allow
Like here,
gum.
if
Or what if they don't eat
pepperoni,
pepperoni and
they're
they put
smothered in
pepperoni
pepperoni or ham
But
on everything.
my point is,
always send your child?
why would I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like the child is going to a cafeteria where they're buying food every day,
Right.
and you can
Yeah.
send them with money. So if that's taken off the table, and you're always sending food with these kids every day anyway, send food on those days too,
Yeah.
as well as whatever else for the party, and let them have that bag, have their little lunch thing, because you never know what's going to happen that day.
Now, something did happen this week that would never happen in the U.S. I had a child come to me and say, Mrs. Farr, I don't like this. It was some cucumbers or something. And I said, okay, great. Just leave it in the container, put it back in your bag, and take it home. When Mom unpacks your bag, tell her you don't like those. He's like, oh, that's a good idea. So then another kid comes up and says, Mrs. Farr, I don't like this. I don't know what the hell it was. It was some bread with cheese and maybe Nutella. It looked disgusting. He's like, I don't like this. And I said, okay. I gave him the same instruction. Put it back in your bag. Tell Mom. The next thing I know, the other boy comes up with the bread thing in his hand. And he said, Mrs. Farr, he doesn't like this. Can I eat it? In the U.S., you can't let them eat it. But here, I'm like, sure, go ahead. And he's like, really? Because this kid just came from Texas. He knows that that's not acceptable in the U.S.
Why in the U.S. can you not do that?
Because there's all
Because you
kinds
have
of
those allergies.
food allergies and
And this child doesn't know that you have that allergy.
right.
And you don't know what's inside of the thing.
And you
so
might-
you can't
Yeah.
stop it.
And at 5 years
Yeah.
old, you might not know what you can't eat.
Exactly.
See, yeah, we used to trade food because we all knew what we had.
But you're not supposed to.
Yeah, well, we did it anyway.
So he gave the other kid
always
the
do.
cucumbers, and the other kid got the sandwich. And then afterwards, he said, Mrs. Farr, I could never do this in Texas. I said, I know, honey. He's like, but I see kids eating other kids' food every day. So as soon as the kids pull out their lunches, a few of them will get up and go and survey what the others have, and then like just take. They don't even ask. They just take from their
See,
food.
we didn't do that, but yeah, we knew. Like,
But
I
that's
would
a
never-
cultural thing.
I'd never give a friend who all of us knew you had a peanut allergy. I'm not gonna give you a Reese's. That'd be dumb.
But
I'm
you
just
don't
gonna
share those
try,
anyway.
try to kill you.
Right?
It's like, yeah, I used to trade things in Lunchables, and we used to do that all the time.
But
We
if
all
I
knew
saw
what we
him,
had.
if I saw them do it, I was supposed to stop them. That was my job.
We all knew you have this allergy, you can't eat this, I can't eat this, so we never gave each other
But you know,
things
it's-
that we couldn't eat.
I watch the kids do it all day, but then I watch the teachers do it too. They like share food, and like one person will have a piece of cake and they're like, oh, here, have a bite, have a bite.
Oh,
And they're all eating from the same utensil.
oh, gross. No, Nope, can't do that.
Man, just do it quickly.
Why do ducks have tail feathers? To cover their butt quack.
See? These are the second grade jokes that she loves. This is what second graders love to talk about stuff. Butt jokes always work. Look at her, she's gonna die. Look, oh God, she's totally done now.
Yeah.
All right, while she is over there trying to get herself back together, oh God, the woman is crying. If you want to find the Traveling Farrs, you can find us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and the Google Podcast at the Traveling Farrs. If you like the Instagram and the Twitters, Traveling Farrs. If you where my most awesome daily photo is going, email travelingfars@gmail.com and the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. Go to the Blueberry and listen if you want the audio only. If you want the video, then that means you gotta wait a little bit and it'll be on the YouTubes. Yes, uncut on the blog space.
Full uncut.
And uncut on the iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts.
No. Well, that's if it goes to the blog space, it's going to all those podcasting places.
Yes.
Okay, that's the full show uncut.
The uncut audio.
No video though.
Yes.
If you want to see his holy shirt, well then you got to go to the YouTubes.
My failed Flash shirt. It was like I was trying to run away, but then I got shot many times.
So we're out of here. Say goodbye to the people.
Gone over.
Karen?
Ooh.
Karen, stop shopping. Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people. Ooh, this is cool.
Peace!